I am live. Oh, yes, yes. And in this live today, I'm going to talk to you about the fear of running out of money, because it is one of those fears that really, really holds us back in life. So first of all, I'm coming to you from a very cloudy, cold, rainy Lisbon. Let me know in the comments where you're all listening in from today, and give me a yes if you're excited about Christmas. Now, Christmas can be a very triggering time of year, and it can really, really heighten what I'm going to talk about today, the fear of running out of money. So stay tuned for the next 15, 20 minutes or so, and I'm going to teach you 3 ways that you can overcome your fear of running out of money. So it's so nice to see so many lovely, lovely people here. My body's in London, my soul's in Ibiza. Where are you all watching from today? I know that Sasha, you're probably in Greece, right? So there's lots of people all over the world, which is amazing. And just a reminder, I'm going to be talking to you about how to overcome the fear of running out of money. And the reason for that is that so many of us have this fear, and it really doesn't matter what level we're at financially, just so that you know, because the fear of running out of money is something that can be with us for many, many years. So let me know in the comments. This is a bit of an interesting question. Most people don't like to own up to fears necessarily. Unless you're a coach or you're being coached by a coach, then obviously you're going to be talking about fear all day long. But let me know yes or no in the comments. Can you relate to this fear? Yes or no? The fear of running out of money. Now, the thing is that in the top 6 human fears, number 1 or 2 is the fear of poverty. I think number 1 is the fear of death. And somewhere in those top 6 is the fear of poverty. And it's really, really interesting, that fear. So as I said, I ran a poll on Instagram about 48 hours ago, and the poll revealed that 93% of you were worried about running out of money. 93% of you, that is a lot of people. And I have known that the fear of running out of money is one of the deepest fears, because what you need to remember is that on a human level, we are constantly assessing risk and danger, and we're constantly looking around to see where the next thing that's going to attack us is coming from, and also how we can protect ourselves. Let me know yes or no in the comments if that resonates. So money, as you all know, is a very emotional topic for so many people. And so what I'm going to talk about today is the fear of money, the fear of running out of money, the fear of losing money, the fear of poverty, the fear of ending up on the street, because actually that is a very irrational but subconscious fear that we all have. So I'm going to be on the phone. How old am I? I'm going to be online with you for like 15 minutes. So in that time, I'm going to be teaching you 3 practical things that you can do between Christmas and New Year to actually, or any time of the year, to actually help yourself overcome this fear. Okay, so just take a really nice big deep breath in with me now, because no doubt you are gearing up for Christmas, and that may mean to you that you are full of, busyness and stress, in that I have to tie all these loose ends up before Christmas, and oh my gosh, is that client going to sign with me, or da-da-da-da, or you've already started to chill out and you're in this zone of like, it's Christmas, my out of office is on, and I'm just going to chill out. So let me know yes in the comments if you are in the first camp, where you're frantically trying to tie up all the loose ends before you break away for Christmas. Now, the other thing is that when we're gearing towards Christmas, it's a very triggering time of year, because lots of things can come up to the surface. For example, my situation was that my parents were supposed to come here to Lisbon to spend Christmas with my husband and I. And then because of COVID, they now can't come. And of course, that triggered me a lot because I was like, this is so annoying. Why are they not coming? They don't understand how much I wanted to see them, la la la. Jodie, the stroppy teenager, came out of the closet. But then, you know, I started to realize there's nothing I could do. But Christmas is a time where it's sort of triggering because we spend a lot of money on gifts, and then we line up the gifts and we give them to people, and we expect that people are going to receive the gifts in the same energy that we were buying the gifts and giving the gifts, and then that doesn't happen, right? So Christmas is a very triggering time of year. Now, what I'm here to talk about today is this fear of running out of money. Now, the thing about this fear is it's very sneaky. Now, I've worked with clients who are earning millions, and they still have this fear of running out of money. As I mentioned at the beginning of this live, it's in our top 6 core human fears: the fear of running out of money, the fear of being poor, the fear of poverty. And so, as I mentioned also, I ran a poll on Instagram. 93% of you said, I'm scared about this exact thing. So I was like, okay, let's talk about it, because it's important when we are experiencing fear to actually talk about it and say it out loud. And so I'm going to share with you why we have this fear. I'm going to share why we have it, why it's there, but also why we hold on to it, because I think that's a really interesting point. It's like, we know that we have these various fears, but why do we still hold on to them? If we know that they are a fear and they're not serving us, then why do we still hold on to them? So I'm going to cover those 2 things. I'm going to look at also what you can do about it, and I'm going to just talk about 3 very short practical things that you can do. Okay, so give me a heart emoji in the comments if you are ready to let this fear go. And maybe you just come on because you're like, I just want to see Jodie live. I'm curious about seeing her live. Well, here I am. But the majority of you have come on this live because you can relate to the fear. No matter how much money's in the bank account, no matter how much investments that you've made in crypto, no matter how much money's in your fund portfolios, you know, no matter how much money is in the bank, you still have this niggle. But what if one day I wake up and I can't make money anymore? And what if then I start to lose money? And what if then I have this frozen energy and I can't figure out how to move forwards in life? And then what if I keep looking at the bank account and it just is dwindling away, and then I'm going to run out of money? And then what if my marriage breaks down because I run out of money? And then I'll run out of money, my marriage will break down, then I'll end up on the street and I'll be homeless. Now, I remember an insurance company doing a survey amongst women. I think it was like 4 years ago. It was a really big insurance company brand. They did a survey amongst women and they said, what's your biggest fear? And a huge chunk, I can't remember the statistic, maybe 75% of women said that their biggest fear was that they were going to end up on the street and be homeless. And it was, for me, it was amazing finding that statistic, because it just reinforces everything that I talk about in relation to money and helping women and men to have better relationships with money and understand what money is actually and why we need it in our lives. But it was really interesting. So these fears are real. They're real. Now, I'm a coach and a mentor, and I've been building businesses in the self-development and wellness industry since 2012, right? So you'd think that I'd know exactly what I was talking about and have all my stuff sorted out by this point in time. Of course not, because we are always evolving. We're always changing. And the thing about money is that every level you rise up to brings new insecurities to the surface. That is how it is. That's how it is, right? So yes, that's what money is, a very triggering topic. So here's a quick recap as to why we end up with these money fears going on. Quick recap. So what happens is, this is on a psychological level. So what happens is we're born and we're growing up, and we're 2 years old, toddlers, and we've got a very we're very susceptible to experiences at that age, and we are like sponges. We're absorbing everything that's going on around us, and we're looking at our parents arguing about money. We're looking at our parents talking about not being able to pay school fees or running out of money, or we're observing our parents' behavior that when one of our parents doesn't open up bank statements, and is avoiding looking at what's in there. We are basically observing everything that's going on around us when we're kids, and what happens is we absorb, and then we decide to label an experience a good or a bad experience, and then we create a belief system, or first of all we create a belief about what happened, because when we're kids we can't process what's going on in a way that's rational. We can't rationally process things when we're younger because we just feel pain and we don't know what to do with it. So our subconscious mind does a really good job at creating beliefs. So you start creating beliefs at a very early age, and then you then encounter lots of different experiences, and maybe when you're 18 you max out your credit card, you run out of money, maybe one of the parents goes bankrupt. So you've got experience after experience after experience of people losing money all around you. And what happens when you tune into losing money is stability and safety for most people. So when you're observing money dwindling away around you when you're growing up, you're consistently feeling unsafe inside. You're consistently feeling unsafe, at risk, in danger. And so fast forward to now, and some of you are building businesses, some of you are in careers, and there's still this fear of running out of money. And like I said, it doesn't matter how financially successful you are, the fear will come up in different disguises unless you deal with it. Okay, so that's why the fear is there in the first place. Now, something I realized very recently is that fears will dissolve when you're ready to dissolve them. You can't force them to dissipate, because I'm a very spiritual person, and my spiritual teacher who trained me 10 years ago used to say this to me all the time. Jodie, things happen in divine order. There's nothing you can do about that. And I'd be like, that's rubbish. I can address anything because I can do anything and I can let go of anything at any given time. And yes, that is true to a certain extent. But here's the thing. Sometimes we hold on to fears because we actually are still experiencing them in some way. So you can deal with a fear in levels, right? And if you're a coach, you'll totally get what I'm talking about. You deal with fears in different levels, right? So it might take you 3 years to process and let go of a fear. And let me explain what happens with fears, because this is interesting psychologically. So I just explained that you absorb information from when you're a child about money and people arguing with you, arguing with themselves or arguing with other people about money. You're basically absorbing all of this negative behavior. I'm just simplifying this, by the way. So you pick up these belief systems about money and running out of it, and it's painful and I don't want it to happen, and if I run out of money I feel unsafe and all of that. And so you basically build up these belief systems, and imagine you end up with like a table with table legs, right? So the tabletop is the belief system, and the legs of the table are what reinforces the belief system in place. And the legs of the table are essentially emotional blockages, trauma, memories. Basically, they're the table legs. They're like the evidence that this belief system is true. And I trained in EFT tapping like 10 years ago. So a lot of this was my training. So basically what you're doing when you're working with a fear is that you're dissolving the emotional charge behind it, the energy behind it, so that over time the belief system starts to wobble, become unstable, and then it can be released and dissolved and evolved into something else. I heard someone say the other day that they didn't believe that we could release fear completely from our system. I totally disagree with that. I believe that you can absolutely release fear from your system. You can teach yourself as well on a mindset level. You can teach your cells how to process information completely. You can basically, through neuroplasticity, change the way that your brain works, right? You can create new programs, new belief systems. You can do so many amazing things with your mind, and you can absolutely release fear for good. So I don't buy into the fact that we've always got fear going on. So why do we hold on to this fear? If it's so bad, Jodie, why do we hold on to it? Well, the interesting thing about us as human beings is that because we have molded ourselves based on certain belief systems about certain things, we've created financial identities for ourselves, right? So one of your financial identities will be, I'm a person who's really afraid of running out of money. I'm a person who worries about losing everything, and that's who I am. And you create these identities that you then really hold on to with might. You really strongly hold on to these identities. So if someone like myself comes along to teach you about money and you enroll in a program or a mentorship with me, or even we work together one-on-one, and I'm like, hey, Alex, guess what? We're going to change your identity now so you can stop buying into this belief that you're going to lose everything and run out of money. Chances are you're not just going to say to me, okay, Jodie, let's do it. Because you'll get this resistance coming up from your subconscious wounded mind, not the whole subconscious, but just the wounded part. That's like, no, Alex, no, because this is you, this is your identity. We can't let this go because it's protected you for so long. And this is the thing, we believe these fears protect us. We believe these fears keep us safe, right? So it's hard to let stuff go. And again, that's a story. Calling myself out, that's a story. It's a story. It's not hard to let things go. For most people it is, but it can be easy. And actually, I said I was going to teach you 3 things today to overcome your fear of running out. Here's the first thing. The first thing I want to say to you is change your belief that things are hard to overcome. Because so many people talk about overcoming fears and beliefs like, oh God, it's going to take you so long. And I just said it myself on here, right? I just said it could happen in stages. It could take years. That's one mindset. That's one school of thought that many, many people buy into. I have experienced that in my own life. However, because I changed my belief system about transformation, I also have experienced instant change. I'll give you an example. 2 days ago, I was like, wow, there's a chunk of money that's waiting to come in. It hasn't come in yet. I wonder if it's going to come in around Christmas. And I could start feeling my mind, my ego getting a bit stressed about it. So I did some work and I was like, money comes in easily. It's so easy for money to come in. I did that for like 10 minutes. Next thing I looked at my phone, it's a text message. Oh yeah, I've just paid you that money. And I was like, that's amazing. Because that particular chunk of money was actually going to my tax bill in January because I didn't want to dip out of anything else. So I was like, cool, that money's going to the tax bill. Even though the money for the tax bill's in the account, it's nice to have extra money that then goes straight in, straight out. So the reason why I share that with you is because it happens so easily, instantly. So why not apply that same school of thought to, it's so easy to change my beliefs. I can change my beliefs, or I am changing my beliefs about money instantly, or I've already changed my beliefs about money instantly, easily, happened instantly. I want you to start reprogramming your subconscious mind just through affirmations. And of course, there's more to it than that, but I'm just teaching you at a basic level. We've only got a few minutes left. Start to reprogram your mindset with the belief system that it's easy to change. Change happens instantly. Because then guess what? You go out into the world, change will happen instantly, really quickly. So I'm already changing my money beliefs now, instantly. It's happening easily, every day in every way. Money's coming into my bank account. It's so easy. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, this is really, really good. So what I started to do when I had the fear of running out of money and losing everything, I started to consciously track my spending. And it's the most unsexy thing I could say to you right now. I know it's boring and it reminds us of accounting. And if anyone's an accountant on the call, I know loads of accountants, so apologies for what I'm going to say. But it's not the most sexiest activity to track your spending. But here's the thing. If you're afraid of losing things, then you need to create, on a practical level, some stability around that. So there's nothing that creates more stability than actually opening up a spreadsheet and tracking what comes in and what goes out. And if you really have this fear, you need to be doing it on a daily basis. I'm sorry to say it, but a daily basis until you start to feel that the fear is subsiding. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, working with the emotions that come up around this fear, right? Fear triggers emotion. Emotion is simply energy. It's just energy that needs to go somewhere, and it's stuck in you at the moment because you're avoiding facing this. So here's what I would do. When I'm feeling particularly triggered, I would close my eyes and I would set the intention to embrace that energy. I'd be like, this is energy. Plenty of people have told me that it's scary to work with fears, but I'm choosing not to believe them because it's energy. Everything's energy. And we forget that simple truth. So I'm going to embrace that not so nice feeling through my body. I'm going to embrace that emotion. I'm going to breathe into it. I'm going to love it. And I'm just going to allow it to come on through and shift and leave my system. So those are the top 3 things I'm going to talk to you about. Number 1 was reprogramming your mindset, and with the program that change happens instantly. I'm already changing my money stories instantly. Second is tracking your spending, right? Tracking your spending, starting a spreadsheet, tracking what comes in and out of your bank accounts. If you've got a business you want to do, my personal bank account, I'll open the app and look at my personal bank account. With my business bank account, that's the bank account I'm tracking. And I'm also tracking my crypto investments, and I'm also tracking my funds, all the funds that I've invested in as well. I'm tracking all the different pots of money and what is coming in and what's going out. And that's a mindset exercise. It's not necessarily an accounting exercise, it's a mindset exercise. Then the third thing is to work with your emotions and your feelings. And remember that when you experience fear, you experience your ego trying to process an emotion, so then you can experience the emotion and you can just go, you know what? I'm going to breathe it in. I'm going to remember that this is energy. It needs to go somewhere. And actually, the more I embrace this as an emotion, the less problems it's going to cause me in the future. If you do that, whenever you experience this fear, the fear is going to subside. It can be instant or it could take a year, depending on what your belief systems are. So that's it. Save this somewhere. I'm going to upload it to IGTV so you can go back and watch this anytime you want to. I'm going to be doing lives way more regularly, and I've missed connecting with you guys so much. And I'm excited to keep showing up and supporting you to completely transform your relationship with money. And this is the stuff I'm talking about. Some of you probably nodding your heads because you've been through one of my money programs already. But there's a reason why you're back here again watching this, because we need to keep hearing this stuff over and over again. And also the stuff that I'm talking about applies to you at any level of your business or any level of your career or at any level that you're operating at financially. Okay, so all the love. And final thing, I'm about to release a brand new 6-step checklist actually. It's called The Conscious Boss's Guide to Manifesting 6 Figures. Whether you're at 6 figures or 7 or even 5, everything's going to apply to you. So I'm going to pop it in the bio link in the next week or so, and so you can just go and download it. And I'm also starting a Telegram channel where I'm going to give you daily downloads. So I know you guys would love that. Sending you so much love, and I will see you very soon, everyone. Have an amazing Christmas if I don't see you, and thank you so much for all your support this year. It's meant so much. Lots of love. Bye.